The Harry Potter TV show is poised to revamp the original story for a new generation, but there's no denying that longtime fans of the franchise will also be tuning in for the HBO remake. Given its medium, the upcoming Harry Potter series has the opportunity to thoroughly dig into the source material. The original adaptations cut storylines, scenes, and characters from the Harry Potter books, all of which can finally be included in this updated take on the story. HBO's remake can also explore certain characters and subplots in more depth, especially given its 10-year plan. There's plenty of potential for the Harry Potter show to deliver a deeper and more faithful adaptation than the movies, but a recent update about the TV show suggests it could go in another direction. Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment president David Haddad told Variety that the series will draw material from Hogwarts Legacy, the 2023 video game set in the Wizarding World. While this opens the door for new Harry Potter stories to be told, it also raises concerns about the remake repeating and potentially worsening the movie's mistakes. The latest story update about HBO's Harry Potter remake might be good news for the Wizarding World and its lore, but it doesn't bode well for a faithful adaptation of the books. While it isn't entirely clear what storylines from Hogwarts Legacy will factor into the upcoming TV show, the addition of these elements promise to make it something totally different from the books and the movies. In small doses, this may not have a detrimental effect on Harry's story. However, well-meaning adaptations have tried going in their own way before and been worse off because of it. The inclusion of details from Hogwarts Legacy seems to be a means of setting the new Harry Potter show apart from existing Wizarding World properties. It's understandable that HBO's remake wants to stand out from what's come before, but it should be careful about how it approaches this. Using the video games and other existing lore to expand on elements of the Wizarding World makes sense, but going too far with it and detracting from the original narrative would be a bummer, especially when the Harry Potter movies already left a lot to be desired in terms of faithfulness. The Harry Potter films aren't the least faithful book adaptations out there, but they still managed to buck the source material on multiple occasions, and several of their deviations could have been avoided. Cutting Goblet of Fire's society for the promotion of Elfish storyline and removing Ron's Quidditch subplot are disappointing turns, but these types of changes are necessary when condensing hundreds of pages into a movie's runtime. However, nixing Peeves' character, swapping Half-Blood Prince's final battle for an oddly placed fight at the Burrow, and removing crucial parts of the characters' backstories are all questionable choices. The movies are classics in their own right, but they make too many changes to the Harry Potter books to be considered flawless adaptations, and they get a lot of slack as they capture the heart of the original story. But they still make mistakes getting there, leaving readers wanting a proper depiction of Harry's journey. HBO's TV remake offers the chance to deliver on that, making up for some of the movie's missteps and even including things they were justified in cutting. Despite claims that there's no reasons for a reboot, the desire for a faithful adaptation gives HBO's show purpose. There are a number of things Harry Potter fans demand from the remake, and a faithful take on the story is at the top of the list. Although there are calls to ensure the reboot isn't just a retread of familiar territory, it would be risky to veer too far off the path outlined by the books. And the retread of the movies would still be unfaithful to the books, meaning a more accurate interpretation of them is actually new for the franchise. There's nothing wrong with leaning further into the source material, especially when it wasn't fully covered the first time round. That doesn't mean the HBO show cannot modernize the existing story or expand on it in fresh ways. There are certainly things in Harry Potter that haven't aged well, and there are characters and storylines that could use more depth. Those things just further necessitate a faithful retelling, though, as they should be a higher priority than new storylines pulled from other Wizarding World properties. The existing narratives are enough of a selling point, especially if there's an effort to expand on them. The Harry Potter TV show clearly wants to bring something new to the Wizarding World, but it can remain faithful to the source material while accomplishing this. In fact, it doesn't even need new stories from Hogwarts Legacy to feel fresh, though if it's going to pull from the games, it should do it in a way that enhances the world building within the already existing narrative. Given that the game is set a century before Harry Potter, the references will likely need to be subtle anyway, but they shouldn't take too much time away from the story outlined in the books. The Harry Potter TV show can also spend more time on important backstories, giving viewers a version of the Marauder prequel they've wanted for years, or even exploring Snape's history in greater depth. Voldemort also offers plenty of material on that front, as Tom Riddle has a fascinating origin that could go even deeper than the books. Needless to say, there are many ways that HBO can make its upcoming Harry Potter remake its own thing while sticking to the script. It's all about knowing what fans actually want more of and delivering on it.